In a small English village, surrounded by fields of daisies and quiet streams, there lived a boy named Oliver. Oliver was gentle, curious, and loved to explore the world around him. But more than anything, he loved to sit beneath a tall old willow tree that stood at the edge of the meadow. The villagers called it the Whispering Willow because when the wind passed through its branches, it seemed to sing soft secrets. Oliver often spoke to the willow as though it were alive. He told it about his dreams, his fears, and his hopes. One day, he whispered, "I want to be brave enough to help others, just like the heroes in the stories my mother tells me." The tree never answered with words, but its leaves rustled in the wind, as if encouraging him. One summer, a terrible drought struck the village. The streams dried, the crops withered, and the animals grew weak. People began to worry. Without water, the village would not survive. One evening, as Oliver sat beneath the willow, he noticed its branches drooping more than ever. "Even you are thirsty," he said softly. For the first time, he heard a clear voice in his mind. "Follow the sound of my roots, Oliver. There you will find what your village needs." Startled, but determined, Oliver pressed his ear to the ground beneath the willow. He heard a faint trickling sound, like water flowing deep below. Guided by the tree's whispers, he set off into the hills with nothing but a small shovel and his courage. For hours he dug, though the sun burned hot and his hands ached. Just when he felt like giving up, a cool splash touched his face. Water burst forth from the earth, clear and sparkling. Oliver laughed with joy. He had found a hidden spring. The next morning, Oliver led the villagers to the spring. They filled their buckets, watered their fields, and shared the fresh water with the animals. Life slowly returned to the land. Flowers bloomed, crops grew tall again, and laughter returned to the village. The villagers praised Oliver's bravery, but he only shook his head and said, "I just listened to the whispers of a friend." The whispering willow, though weakened from the drought, soon flourished once more. Its branches stretched high, and its leaves shimmered silver in the sunlight, as though blessing Oliver for his courage. From then on, Oliver was no longer the quiet boy who only dreamed of bravery. He became a symbol of hope and kindness in the village. People remembered that sometimes heroes are not the strongest or the loudest, but the ones who listen with their hearts. Years later, when Oliver had grown into a wise man, children would gather beneath the willow, listening to his stories. He always ended with the same words: "Kindness is like water. When shared, it brings life to all." And every night, as the children drifted to sleep, the willow's branches swayed gently in the wind, whispering lullabies of courage and love. Moral of the story: listening with kindness and acting with courage can turn even the smallest person into a hero.